Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And this will be an interesting show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So let's get into this topic here. Excuse me, dealing with a call. Let me get into this topic here. As you guys know, Shannon Sharpe concluded his last show on Undisputed. On the very next day, the NBA Finals ended. He went out there. He kind of gave a tearful goodbye. And this is something that all of us have kind of been, anticipating, given, especially after the news broke that he was going to be leaving Undisputed. We all discussed this. So a lot of us were just kind of waiting to see when it was going to end. Even me, I speculated that I'm not sure. Is it going to end immediately the day after? Is it going to be a day or two after? Had they already found someone? No one really knew. And as a matter of fact, after the show ended, there hasn't been an episode of Undisputed since, which means that maybe they have not completed their search, or maybe they have completed their search, but everything is not really ironed out yet. So I'm assuming that Undisputed's new host or co-host or debate partner, Bayless, will make their debut on Monday. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. Who do I think is going to be? I have absolutely no idea. It could be Joy Taylor. It could be this guy. It could be that guy. Who knows, right? I really have no clue of who that person could actually be. And I think all of us have to wait and see. So the day after, or I think around the day, when Shannon Sharpe was leaving, I'd actually came across this video. It's like a 5-6 minute video that took us behind the scenes of Shannon Sharpe's day. And I think what Shannon did was he had a videographer to basically cover him for that entire day. So you see him coming into the Fox Sports office building. He parks, he walks around, he goes to his dressing room, he says goodbye to people. People are crying, he's feeling sad, everybody's feeling sad. They take us totally behind the scenes, right? Funny enough, he even walked into the elevator and you saw Colin Cowherd, and Colin Cowherd looked like a totally different person. And I was like, man, Colin Cowherd is there pretty damn early. Like, what is he doing there? But I guess he was up there prepping for his show, whatever the case may be. So it was pretty cool to kind of go behind the scenes. So when I initially watched it the first time, I noticed something pretty awkward at the end of Shannon Sharpe's speech at the desk when he said goodbye, where he just kind of walked off. But I was like, I don't know, whatever. So maybe a day or two ago, one of the people working with us, he sends me the clip. He's like, have you seen this clip? It was this kind of awkward ending. And I was like, yeah. So I said, okay, let me think about how we can come up with a show to produce something around this. And then yesterday it occurred to me. So apparently after Shannon Sharpe's tearful goodbye, at the very end of it, Shannon just walked off, didn't even shake Skip's hand, and just totally ignored him and went his own way, like as if he wasn't there. So what we want to do is we actually want to show you a bit of that footage. But before we get into that, this video is brought to you by sponsor Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the T-Wolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards, only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's a sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura, by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do is we want to play this footage, show you this footage, very short. We want you guys to just watch it and pay attention to when Shannon, when he finishes to speak, he gets off the table, walks off, doesn't even shake, skips it, didn't even look at him, greets everybody else, and then leaves. So just take a look at that. So you saw it. Now, some people say you may be, hey, man, you're reaching. Not really, because after the final airing of that show of Shannon Sharpe there were a lot of people out there that actually felt like they didn't really believe Shannon. Some people thought it was crocodile tears, that he really didn't feel that sad or whatever it is. And I think the reason some people believe that is because of this. If you guys remember carefully, after the news broke that Shannon Sharpe was going to be leaving Undisputed, what happened? People on the internet started digging. And apparently on Twitter, there's a section where you can see, you can go to anybody's profile and see the things that they themselves have liked. And people were basically going through Shannon Sharpe's Twitter page and looking at the things that he likes and responds to. And apparently there were a bunch of posts that Shannon Sharpe was actually liking where people were saying that Skip couldn't handle the fact that Shannon became so popular and he felt threatened by it and it was jealousy. Shannon Sharpe was actually liking all of these tweets. He wasn't commenting on them, but he was actually liking them. So a lot of people felt like Shannon believed that there was some jealousy there. So to see him kind of have that reaction on television in terms of how he was expressing himself, and then at the very end, at the behind the scene footage, if you see him just walking off, didn't even shake Skip's hand, I was a bit surprised. Not even a handshake. He just walked out of the building. I mean, not just walked out of the building. He started greeting people and then went directly to his dressing room. And then I think he even had a toast. He had a toast with a lot of the staff in there in that same video. I think they gave him donuts or something like this. He was even cracking jokes. Skip wasn't even there for the toast. Usually in a case like that, essentially what's happening is we call that a send-off. In this particular send-off, the person who you worked with over the last 7 years was nowhere to be seen apart from when they were sitting at the desk, right? So some people can say, hey, man, you guys are reading a little bit too much into it. Some people can say, no, I don't believe it. I really think that these cats really didn't get along. They didn't vibe with one another. But now it's over, right? Now it's over, and I think a lot of us here are anticipating where Shannon Sharpe will land next. As you guys know, he has his own show, Club Shay Shay, that I believe he now owns the rights to. Originally, he did not. The rights, the copyrights and all of that belong to Fox, right? But now I believe he's the sole proprietor of it. He's the one that's going to own it. And I think a lot of us now have to wait and see what he's going to do. Is he just going to try to leverage his popularity and take his show to the next level? Is he going to kind of dibble and dabble do his own show, kind of similar to what you see a JJ Redick doing, and then be a contributor on another network? We obviously know that Stephen A. Smith has extended an olive branch to Shannon Sharpe if he would like to go on Undisputed and be a weekly contributor, maybe once or twice a week or once a week or whatever it is. We all have to wait and see, right? I think Shannon has a lot of options. I think whatever he's going to do, he needs to do it now and strike while the iron is hot. You don't wait a long time to then pop up anywhere. Strike now when you're hot free agent. So I think Shannon was going to have a pretty good landing, but obviously all of us have to wait and see where he lands. And ultimately we have to wait and see what happens with Undisputed, because I am very, very eager to see who's going to be Shannon Sharpe's replacement. So the question to the audience is simply this: what do you think about that last minute exchange? Do you think that was something or nothing? Do you think people are making too much out of it? Or do you think that there was something was there? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.